Battle. Fight.
Her courage will change the world. In many ways, this was true. Xena Warrior Princess was a hit television series about a warrior woman in ancient Greece seeking redemption for her past crimes by way of helping people. The show was a benchmark for strong female protagonists, and the leading characters, Xena and Gabrielle, served as positive, powerful role models for girls of the 90s. Naturally, an action fantasy show this popular was bound to get a video game. Or two. Yes, the PlayStation got a hack-and-slash game, while Nintendo fans got this: Xena Warrior Princess Talisman of Fate for the Nintendo 64. Although this game is based on the hit 90s TV series, its story is very simple. Characters from the show must fight each other for the chance to fight the champion of Dayhawk and gain the Talisman of Fate from beating the champion before the world is destroyed. The battle for the right to control fate itself will be fought by Earth's greatest heroes and greatest villains. Plus Joxer? Oh no, poor Joxer just can't catch a break even in a video game. Really, it's just a simple concept of being a 3D fighting game. You choose one of 11 main characters in the show and fight against a friend or AI opponent, and the last fighter standing wins. Keeping to this simple concept and basic story may feel shallow, but it helps the game to avoid criticisms thrown at the Hercules N64 game, which was dismissed as a poor Zelda imitation. Sadly, Herc himself isn't in this game, which is understandable since he's a star of his own show. There is a good roster of characters here by the standards of a fighting game from 20 years ago. You obviously can play as Xena, but also as her companions Gabrielle and Joxer, enemies like Ares the God of War and Callisto, the King of Thieves Autolycus, and a few others plus Despair, Dayhawk's demon champion made just for this game. Surprisingly, Talisman of Fate looks pretty good despite being made by a not so well known studio. It maintains a smooth frame rate, the characters look like N64 versions of the show's original actors, and the arenas are well designed. The developers actually took locations from the show and cleared anything off the floor so you have room to fight. So you get to fight in a village square, a bar, a Roman arena, and other picturesque spots in New Zealand. I mean, ancient Greece. Right. There are also fun Easter eggs in the form of alternate costumes, such as Ares' White God of Love costume from the Hercules episode about the alternate reality. Unfortunately, you can only use them if another player has the same character as you. You can't select your costume. It's a bit counterintuitive. Sound-wise, the game is okay. There are some great sound effects for the fighting, and the music is similar to what you'd hear on the show, especially in the main menu. It's just unfortunate that none of the original cast members returned to voice their animated characters. Instead, we get grunts and screams that can be a bit annoying at times. Although it is a cool addition that when fighting as Caesar, the crowd will cheer for you or boo if you lose. There is great appeal in being able to fight as your favorite Xena characters in some recognizable places from the show. The controls, however, are less appealing. Instead of A and B buttons to attack, you use all 4 of the yellow C buttons for strong or weak punches and kicks, as well as R to jump, Z to duck, and the control stick or D-pad to move. I had a hard time blocking in this game for a while because it didn't show any default block button. It wasn't until I played with Varsha that we both figured out that you block by moving the control stick back, away from your opponent, just like in Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. But that works okay in a 2D fighter. In a 3D fighter like this, it's pretty difficult to block right, so it would have been better if they had just used the B button to block. There are also some special moves and projectiles for each character. Gods like Ares can throw energy balls, Xena can throw her chakram, and Autolycus can throw knives. Gabrielle just throws her whole stick. I bring up these moves because while it's great that they're here, there is nothing in the game that tells you how to execute them. So anytime I would pull off a special move, it was purely by accident. Maybe the instruction manual would help, but you would need to buy that separately nowadays. So basically, the controls for this game have some issues with accuracy and consistency, which is really not good for a fighting game. I mean, it's not such a bad thing when playing with a friend who's just as clueless about the controls as you are, but it can be pretty annoying when playing against tougher AI bots who of course know how to do every move. In the game's arcade mode, called Quest, this resulted in me having to fight Despair several times over and over before I finally kicked his demon ass.
Yes! Fuck you, asshole.
The combat mechanics that are easier to figure out do make for a fun experience though. I like being able to do simple combos for jump punches and low leg sweeps. It's also cool that you can jump off walls, including invisible walls, to regroup to another spot in the arena. Because of its control issues, it's probably a good thing Talisman of Fate was made before the days of online multiplayer, as competitive fighting game players would absolutely despise a fighting game without precise controls. But like I said before, the game does become more fun when playing the local versus mode with friends. And yes, I said friends plural because the versus mode supports up to 4 players at a time, which can also mean 1 player against 3 bots. As you might expect, 4-player versus can get chaotic, but it lets you lock on to 1 opponent at a time with the A button for some form of better precision, so it's a good form of chaos. There's also a roster mode where each player can select a team of characters to fight in the arena one at a time until all the players have run out of characters. It's an interesting mode that really just keeps matches going for longer durations than usual, but whether you're playing with 3 friends or 1 friend, you can have a lot of fun just beating the crap out of each other. The fun's at its best if you're all Xena fans who want to see Joxer actually win a fight, or get his butt kicked by everyone else again. Poor Ted Raimi. Unless you're a big fan of Xena, you won't enjoy this game. Even then, I'd say to try to get it at a low price. It has some great potential for fun times for Xena fans, but it's held back mainly by its control issues. Luckily, there are some sites that sell this for $10 or $15, and you really shouldn't pay more than that for this game. And that's my review of Xena Warrior Princess Talisman of Fate for the Nintendo 64. Keep an eye out for our Silver Screen Showdown episode Xena vs. Ares coming later this year. In the meantime, check out my previous reviews of these other licensed games, GoldenEye for the N64, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chaos Bleeds for the GameCube. See you all next time!
Xena wins.